So we are back for day 2 of our Bleach. What would this be? Like the growth rate campaign, the login campaign for the first week of Bleach Soul Resonance. And we're just going to be going over all we've gotten. We've got a 10 pull waiting. Hopefully I get something. I have been pretty unlucky as far as actually getting any sort of interesting characters out of my, free-to-play summons. But it is what it is ultimately, right? Along with that, in this video, we're going to be checking out some what I want to call good summon habits or gotcha habits. And so if you're wondering, like, what should I be using my Jade on? Should I be pulling the banner? I'm going to just be talking a little bit about how I feel. Obviously, some people might have different interpretations, but we'll get to that when we get to it. So check in for due days. Obviously, we've done that. 2 characters reach level 40. Let's go ahead and check out who I got. So level 40 has been an interesting place because obviously, you could just, it's not too much to ascend these characters, right? It's stamina. But if you're not, spending on the game, then you're not going to have as much stamina as everyone else. So what I did is I'm continuing to follow my rule here, which is Sajin Komamura goes to 40. He has 10,000 power. I have given him his skills where it counts to get missions done. I have given him his weapon where it counts to get missions done. And I went ahead and kitted him with some stamps as far as, like I said, getting through to things that matter, things that need missions, etc. On the next side, I did do Ichigo Kurosaki. The reason is I am a free-to-play player, so if you're following along with me, you're going to need colors. The great thing about a character like Komamura is that if there is no typing advantage, because a lot of content there is no typing advantage, this is not going to be true once we get to the tower, once we get to the actual meaningful mid to end game content, but this early game, they don't really gate you. And even when they do gate you, it doesn't really matter because the SSRs are so much more kitted stats-wise. I mean, just look at the difference here, all right? So, Komamura will bash away at everything that is pretty story / mission related. Your SSR should probably be able to do this. Komamura, as you've probably seen in other tier lists or whatever, isn't exactly like top 1 in the game or anything, right? So Ichigo and Yachiru were obvious choices for me. A red support, which again, my account is extremely dire right here. Like there is nothing, there's nothing here that looks phenomenal, right? So no luck at all. This is the most standard basic account. You can expect to have this account. A lot of you have a much better account than I currently do, right? Right. And so for me to just be blazing through all of the content so far, that it is not impossible. So chapter 4, obviously, initial trial 2-3 in trial tower. So just as a quick note, you can see here that I am level 24, which means that I was able to unlock the trial tower, which is challenge mode. Sorry, trial tower right here, right? So I've done up to 2-3. I didn't do up to 3-3 yet because 1, I imagine that this is going to be a pretty tough clear, but 2, I don't need to do it for mission. So why continue to push when there's nothing for me to gain? Outside of that, what have I been expending my stamina on? Because there isn't really a goal in mind for this, my stamina has gone towards getting the first clears. Get the first clears so you can get all of the bonus materials. If you see right here, there's just Jade hanging around. I'm at 3,800. I have not spent Jade at all on stamina. No Jade on stamina. In the beta, I did. In the beta, I did spend on stamina just because I knew it was temporary. I knew that, these weren't going to be something I needed forever. This wasn't going to be my actual account. So tomorrow I will probably, or within the next few minutes here, because we're at 33, I'll be able to get both of those, and I can go here and do the same eventually, right? So that is my basic plan. I also have academy training that I need to get done here, so there is that as well. Let's get into some pulls though. Could I possibly have 12 tokens here? So another 10 pull. We're 30 off. We are currently 30 off, or I guess in reality, we're 29 off. I don't even know how it's in uneven. Oh, yeah, because of the discounts. So right now we're 29 off of our next SSR. The next SSR I get, if it is not a character that is, if it's not a dupe, my account would be extremely unlucky if I somehow got a dupe. I will just say that. It would be very unlucky, right? Unless it cancels out your dupes and you can't actually pull them. Hopefully that is the case, right? Hopefully that is the case. Instead, I would like, again, Byakuya, Tozen, or one of the DPS. I think that would be best case scenario for me. But we'll just see. We'll just see, right? Or I guess I should say Urahara, Byakuya, or one of the DPS. I think Tozen is on the lower end just because I don't need any more, like, I just kind of don't need another character who isn't going to be a generalist powerhouse in the same way that, like, Urahara is. What I need right now, and remember, because I say that with Byakuya because obviously he is slashing, right? Slash resistant character. But he's also a damage character that goes on Yachiru's team. So I could get a DPS, for example, put them on Byakuya's team with Yachiru, and even though it's not one-to-one compatible, there's still like a power there. If I got Ikaku on the other hand, I have pulled so many Yuryus. I have 4 Yuryus. If I instead pulled Ikaku, I would have like a Yuryu team, right? So I am hoping that it's Yuryu, but we'll see what we get ultimately. Let's see if we can pull anything here. Just real quick, ding this out. I just realized the capture isn't full. My bad. That's so embarrassing. Looks like nothing here. Oh, so painful, dude. So brutal. So brutal for me. So looks like we're going to 80. Like I said, if you're one of those people who's like, oh, I want to get lucky, I've not gotten anything. Hey man, me too. Me too. So, try not to think about it too hard, right? Try not to think about it too hard. We are still waiting. Now, I said I was going to talk about pulls and how to spend your, Jade here. And I do think it's worth talking about because obviously you can see me up here with a few pulls in mind. What I'm going to say is you get these from getting dupes, right? Get these from getting dupes. What that means is you have like a lower, like you have an upper limit of like the more cards you get, the more dupes you get, the more gacha tickets you get, the more, it sort of cycles back into each other. We don't really know what the free-to-play component of this game is going to look like in 5 months. But what we do know is that this is going to be the main way in which we get access to this ticket. Here's the thing. On an account like mine where I literally have like nothing, like I really don't have any characters who have pulled through for me. I could see it being very tempting to, pop into here and, doing something like this would literally be like hitting another SSR, right? Which would be pretty cool. But it also means I'm missing out on this. And that is a very heavy burden to sort of bear, right? That is a pretty heavy burden to bear. So as far as what we use our Jade for, it does look a little scary to go all in just because we don't know what that looks like in, 3 months or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks or whatever, right? So again, I just want to show that, nothing spent here, nothing dinged here, free to play completely. So I think I'll call that day 2. As for my plans going forward, we do have a ton of pulls and such coming in with the 300, right? So there isn't really any true rush. We've got more than enough time to hammer away at content. I will say that XP has definitely slowed down though, because as oh, we got another ticket here. Look at that. Boom. Oh, do we not? Was that not another achievement? All right, game. We do have a lot of tickets coming through just in sort of time spent, but that is going to be another thing where, you know, it's going to take a while. So for now, I am here trying to get to level 26. I guess I could continue to plow away at some other options to sort of, you know, advance my experience, but I have noticed that a lot of account XP comes from just doing your dailies. Look at that. You get so much from doing your dailies. So I think in 7 hours, that is going to be my landing spot for actually getting a chunk of my XP. I don't really want to, you know, spend down with my, you know, my content here. Or my energy here, because most of my XP anyway is going to be locked behind my dailies, right? So hopefully that clears up some things. Hopefully you took a little something away from this. But, you know, huge support fell on my controller video. I appreciate that. If you're still here, I really appreciate that. But yeah, again, completely free to play account, no re-rolling. You know, you can look at this as a little bit of a what to expect. You know, is the content like impossible without it? Am I just going to be so far behind? No, man, look. Like, I'm clearing, you know, I'm clearly getting through this stuff, right? So don't worry too much about needing characters now. There really isn't any way you're going to keep up with whales. Don't be watching people like, you know, Giku or other people who are like whaling on the game and being like, oh my god, what am I going to do? You know, they're already leaving me behind. It's whaling, man. They're supposed to leave you behind, right? We're normal guys. We're going at this dolo. So like the video, subscribe to the club. We'll go make it, and peace.